Live your life within the moment. And don't go wait until the morning. You never know when it is over. All that I know is we'll get older. So let us dance this night
Hey guys, welcome back. So today we are decorating for fall. Now, a few weeks ago, I actually decorated for fall in our living room, kitchen, and dining room, and I loved just how warm it feels in there. But today we are actually going to be focusing on a few different areas around the house. So we are focusing on decorating for fall in my bedroom, also the guest room, and that cozy little nook as you're walking up the stairs. That is one of my favorite places to decorate for the season. So we're going to decorate that as well. And then we're going to be stepping outside and adding some fall vibes to the front porch. But before we get decorating for fall, I just got my brand new Stitch Fix order in. It's literally sitting behind that pile of clean clothes that I need to get put away, and it has all of my fall wardrobe in there. So I figured before we get into all the decorating and everything, I could open that up. We'll do a little try on. You guys can let me know what you think, and then we'll get into all the things. I wanna hear you say I am so excited to be teaming up with Stitch Fix in today's video, and if you're unfamiliar with what Stitch Fix is, they are a personal style service for men, women, and children. And how it works is you will go on their app or their website, fill out a quick style quiz, and that's just going to help Stitch Fix figure out kind of what your style is, what your fit is, and make sure that they can send you the clothes that you really are going to love. Then you're going to be given a stylist, and your stylist will send you items that reflect your personal style, fit, and price points. And then once your box arrives, you are going to be able to try everything on in the comfort of your own home. Anything you love, you can keep, and anything that you don't love or maybe doesn't fit the best, you can easily send back with free returns. And they always include a free return label, which makes it super convenient to send any returns back. Kyle has actually been using Stitch Fix for the last 3 years, so I feel like a majority of his clothes are actually from Stitch Fix, but I got to try them out over the summer and I have loved my pieces that I got. I feel like they're staple items, and I'm really excited to see what I got for fall. You guys will have to let me know what you think about everything, but I feel like I really loved everything. I might exchange one of the items for a different size, but other than that, I was just very impressed with all the pieces that I got. They're going to be perfect for fall and winter time here. They have such high quality clothes. Every time I do declutters in our closet, I feel like we always go through clothing fairly quickly. All of Kyle's Stitch Fix items are ones that every single time, they just keeping on. They just stick around forever. And I've noticed that a lot with my own Stitch Fix items, and even the ones today, you can just feel the material is such high quality. So I love that about them. But if you want to check out Stitch Fix for yourself, I will have a link in my bio. You can go ahead and take the style quiz and try out their service for yourself. So to start out, of course, I'm just putting away some of my new clothes, and I have shared this trick. I've been doing this for years, but I like to hang up my clothes by laying them out on the bed and then almost doing like an assembly line. Like you lay everything out, then you tuck a hanger into each corner, fold that clothing piece down, and continue on. I never really have thought much about it other than I get some comments sometimes and I forget that maybe that's not the way that everybody does it. So if you are not putting away your clothes this way, check it out, try it out for yourself. It's not going to make putting away laundry fun, but it is going to make it a lot easier. I kept laughing at Micah, our little calico cat over there by the door. She kept hanging out by the door, but every time I would go to open the door for her, she would just run under the bed. She's still like a bit shy, but she is such a sweet cat. But anyway, I am just putting away laundry, which is one of my least favorite chores. I don't know what it is, but I have started listening to podcasts more often, or sometimes my Audible books, and that has actually made a huge difference in just making these chores like putting away laundry, things like that, a lot more enjoyable because I can kind of zone out, especially those things that you do all the time like laundry, because it's the never ending chore. It just makes them a little bit more manageable, I guess, and not feel like, a daunting task that you just dread doing, because your mind can just focus on other things and kind of zone out a little bit. But I would love to hear if you have a favorite podcast or a favorite book that you like to listen to, or even just a paperback book that you like to read. Maybe I can find it on Audible or something, but let me know your suggestions down in the comments, because I'm always looking for new things to listen to. So we do have a winter duvet cover, which I love. I think it's so cozy, and honestly, the look of it is just very warm and snuggly, and it's a little bit heavier. However, it is still in the 90s here in Arizona, and so at night, I just am not thinking we're quite to the point of like a warm, snuggly, heavier duty cover. And so for now, I'm just keeping our more lightweight duvet cover on, but I am changing out my blanket. So that's why I went ahead and folded that up. And you'll see in just a few minutes, once I'm ready to start kind of decorating in our bedroom, you'll see the new bed blanket that I'm going to be adding on. And I just really love it. It's such a simple change, but it's going to make a big difference in the room. All right, so we are ready to decorate in here. I don't want it to be so overwhelming because a majority of things are going to be like in the main living area, and just because the season goes by so fast, honestly, like I don't want to decorate so much that then it feels like a huge chore to have to take everything back down and swap it out for Christmas and winter decor and stuff. So I want it to be very simple, but I do want it to feel very cozy. Like you walk in here and you're like, oh, it's fall. So I got a few different things, and mostly I'm just using decor that I've had. But one of the items that I got is this throw blanket that's just going to drape across the bed. These are awesome because you can get them for fairly inexpensive, especially if you shop sales, which is what I did. And also it's like a functional thing because I am always so cold, even in Arizona. And so it's gonna be perfect because it's not just gonna be like cluttering the space. So this is what it looks like. It's just that really pretty waffle knit. It's a very like burnt orange. I feel like it's showing up way more full on orange on camera, but it is more of a burnt orange. And then I'm so excited to show you guys this. Every time I go to the thrift store, I will always look at frames because you can always change out your art pieces. And also you can even paint over your frames, like pieces of art that you get that you don't like, or ones that you've had that you don't love anymore. And I found like the best score. So this was $12.50, and I don't have to do anything to it. It's massive, and look at this. Is this not like the prettiest fall picture? I think I'm gonna put it right above our dresser. I'm actually debating getting a TV in here just because I think it would be a lot of fun to like have some cozy nights, even invite the kids in, just watch a movie in here, or hang out together in here. But for now, we're gonna go with this picture. I just could not believe that this was $12. Like, that is nuts to me. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and put these two things up. Also, I got a new cushion, I guess, for Emma's bed, so I'm gonna put that on, and then we'll just maybe add a few other fall touches, and then we'll move on to maybe the nook upstairs, maybe that little cove. I feel like every time I come into this bedroom, I just get excited to do this makeover in here. I'm still not 100% sure what exactly I want to do in here, but I have a ton of ideas, so I just kind of have to narrow things down, of course. But last week, we actually just finished our bathroom upstairs, the pink Pepto-Bismol bathroom, and it turned out incredible. It was definitely a struggle at times. It definitely took a little bit more time than we had anticipated, and it was filled with hiccups. However, it was so worth it. And now that is checked off and off our plate, I am so excited to slowly start working on this bedroom. I think we are going to do this kind of in sections. We're not going to do like a full-on whole bedroom makeover video, but I know it's going to turn out amazing as we kind of slowly tackle this project. Oh, and then this I actually wanted to show you guys. So maybe about a month or so ago, I actually started keeping my phone charger up on our dresser away from the bed because I definitely struggle with insomnia on and off. And I really struggle when my phone is sitting there tempting me when I can't sleep. And then I'll pull it up and I'll sit there and I'll scroll on it forever in the evening. And then soon enough, it's like 1 or 2 in the morning. And it's not that that's really what's keeping me up, but it definitely plays a part in keeping me distracted and not working towards going to bed on nights that I think I could have gotten an extra hour or so. So that has been my most recent trick, is just moving my phone away from my bed, and then that way I'm not really distracted by it. And it's actually worked out really, really nice. So I'm moving it back over to my bed today, and we are going to test it out and see if I'm strong enough to manage that temptation. But definitely something I recommend if you have struggled with the temptation of your phone being right next to you as well. One thing I was so excited about for all of this is I did not buy anything new to decorate in here or anything other than this picture that I showed you guys, but that was a thrift find that I had found a little while ago, and that was just such a steal that I'm not even bummed about it. But I love just like all the little pieces that I have, and because I am going way more simple in here, I'm not overdoing anything at all. I'm just kind of keeping things light. It's still going to be giving that warmth and coziness that I'm looking for during the fall season, but it's not overwhelming. And because it's not a lot of stuff, I definitely have, little bits and things that I can pull into here from the fall stash that I already have going. A few weeks ago, I did a full-on fall shop with me. I went to a bunch of different stores, mostly window shopping, but I did pick up a few things that caught my eye. Now, this isn't necessarily for fall because you can definitely use this all year round, but I got this beautiful wooden dough bowl, and inside of it, I'm just filling it with some leaf garland that I've had for several years. I'm not entirely sure where I got it at this point, but it's just a really simple leaf garden. And then right inside, I'm just taking some of the small pumpkins that I had, and I'm just kind of moving them around a little bit until I think they look nice. And I'm creating like my own little pumpkin patch in this dough bowl, and I love how it looks. It's just very subtle, but immediately adds a ton of warmth right into the space as soon as you walk into the bedroom. Let me know in the comments, do you guys decorate for fall anywhere in your home? And if you do you decorate like just in the main living area, or do you also do kind of what I'm doing here and let the fall decor kind of trickle into some of the bedrooms or bathrooms or any spaces like that? I kind of do a mixture of both. Sometimes I'm feeling extra overwhelmed that year and I will only decorate in the main living area, like the living room and kitchen. And then other times I go a little bit extra outside of those spaces, but I really don't overdo it in those extra spaces. I just kind of keep things very light and simple like I did in here, and I love it. Our house was built in, I believe it was 2006. They loved putting these coves everywhere. Sometimes I like them, sometimes I don't, but this one I always love because it's actually really deep. And so I feel like we're able to do a lot with this space, and every season I really like to decorate it specifically for each season. For fall, I have been decorating with these hay bales. Now, the first year I made a mistake and I took them out of the packaging and it made a mess all season long. It was just such a mess, and several of you had actually recommended to me to just leave the packaging on. So once those hay bales kind of fell apart, I ended up getting a new set and I kept them in the packaging, as you can see here, and they are awesome because although it maybe doesn't look quite as good, you really don't notice it from afar. It also doesn't leave a mess all over the stairs, and they're actually a lot easier to store and just continue reusing year after year. So if you want to use hay bales, I would definitely suggest leaving the plastic on if you can. It really is convenient to do that. And then of course on top of the hay bales, I'm just adding in our pumpkins and making our own little pumpkin patch. All right, coming into our guest bedroom, we aren't gonna really do a whole lot in here just because it's really not a big space, and also I just don't want to overwhelm it or anything. I want it to stay functional because we are planning to have visitors this fall and winter, but I want to do a few things, not just decor wise, but I also want to kind of fluff up the bed a little bit. Honestly, this mattress kind of needs to be replaced. This is the mattress that Kyle and I got when we first got married, and maybe it was even older than that. Anyway, this mattress needs to get kind of redone, but until that happens, I actually got a mattress pad that will kind of fluff it up and make it a little bit more comfy. And then I'm also just going to again do the same kind of thing that we did in my bedroom and just kind of give the feel of fall without going overboard or anything. So let's, I guess, start by taking everything off the bed and putting the mattress on, or the mattress pad on. So I got a different quilt. There's a bunch of spots on it. It was from when it was in storage, so I'm not exactly sure what happened to it. We have had this quilt for years and years. I'm gonna see if I can still save it, but I figured I would go ahead and swap the quilt out. I just found a really pretty one on a good deal, maybe a month ago, whenever I got it. So we're gonna go ahead and do that as well. So I have really loved the look of this bed, the bed frame I mean, but it actually is really pretty low to the ground. And because some of our parents are getting older and they are a lot of the people who come to visit us, I actually have been kind of playing with the idea of selling this bed and getting one that's a little bit taller that kind of sits up off the floor a little better. So we'll see what happens with all that. But the other thing that I wanted to ask you guys actually is, do you have a really good mattress that you've tried out that you really love? We have actually our favorite mattress that we've ever had. We have those ones in Kyle's and my bedroom. We also have them in the boys' bedrooms, but obviously we don't have that here in the guest room. But they actually discontinued our mattress, so there's no way that we can get that one now. So if you have any good suggestions for a mattress itself, leave them in the comments below because we are officially mattress shopping. All right, I wanted to share this little trick. I've actually shared it with you guys before, but I've been doing this for years. Anytime you have a regular pillowcase that is kind of floppy like this on the end, all you want to do is kind of make a pocket and you're going to actually tuck it into itself, and you want to just pull it tight inside, and then you can see like it just creates really nice clean lines on the outside, and it looks so much more put together and styled. Such a quick and easy way. You don't have to get anything extra, just fold them up like this, and they actually stay this way pretty nicely, but it just makes such a difference in how your bed actually looks. Another really subtle touch that I love to add for the seasons is a throw blanket. Now this one I actually got in my FabFitFun box, but you can find affordable throw blankets anywhere. And as beautiful as those woven ones are, I've found that those ones don't tend to hold up as well, and so I usually like to go for a solid fabric, and those are the ones that I can usually get several years out of and just fold them up. They don't take up a lot of space, and I can store them when they're out of season, and it honestly just makes a big impact. It's also a functional item, and like I said, it doesn't take a lot to store those away if they really don't fit the rest of the year.
what you want, do what you want, do it. Do what you want, do what you want, do it.
I always love this guest room. I know it doesn't technically have doors still. We are working on that. Right now we just still have our big curtain. It's just one of those really thick, long, full curtains. It's floor length, so it does give some privacy to our guests. But Kyle and I were just talking about it earlier today. We are moving that up higher on our priority list, so hopefully we can get doors installed in our guest room within the next few months before we start getting our flow of visitors. It is a new day. Today we are going to just be doing a quick decorate on the front porch for fall, and I'll probably add in a few things for Halloween time. I'm really excited for this because right now, I mean, it looks pretty, but it definitely is not giving fall vibes at all. Now, I'm not going to do a whole ton for this. I don't have a whole lot planned, honestly. I'm just going to kind of go through what I have and see what works. However, last night I actually went over some pumpkins that I had and I painted them with a few different techniques. Those pumpkins turned out so cute, and I think they're going to add a lot out here. And I love just being able to like repurpose your own decor. I think it's obviously going to be more affordable than buying new decor, and it's just really nice to not have to go out and spend more money and get new stuff when you have things that can totally work for your style just by changing things up. So let's go ahead and get this place decorated. This color is so perfect for fall, and I just went ahead and added some baking soda. I know this is not a new trend or a new technique. It's definitely been used a lot, but I think it's been used for good reason. It works really well. It kind of creates a clay-like consistency depending on how much baking soda you add. And then of course I just went ahead and lightened up that color, but you can do this with any decor piece you have. You can always paint your decor and it will actually transform it a lot and make it look totally different. And you can see I'm just taking this white pumpkin and painting it with that kind of orange terracotta color. And one thing that I just recently learned, I think it was actually my friend Lynn here on YouTube that just shared that, which by the way, if you're not following her, you have to go check her out. She is amazing. I love her so much and I know you guys will too, but I think it was her that shared if you have a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin, you can literally just turn it around and then you have a regular fall pumpkin, and then when you're ready for Halloween you just flip them around and you have a jack-o'-lantern. It was just like the most genius thing, and I don't really know why I hadn't thought about that before, but it kind of makes me want to actually start focusing on buying jack-o'-lanterns, because we still decorate for Halloween sometimes for the kids, because typically our decor is only seen from one side, and so I can super easily just flip it around and have 2 seasons worth in one decor piece. How brilliant is that? And for my next pumpkin, I am actually using lime wash. Now, I don't know that I'd recommend getting this if you don't have some already, but we happen to have some on hand from our bathroom makeover that we finished up last week. And it just kind of gave this really cool, almost concrete look to the pumpkin. It was definitely a different vibe than the terracotta style, but it just turned out super, super cool. And then once I got that one painted and the orange jack-o'-lantern had dried, I actually took some flour. It was actually gluten-free flour because that's all I had, but I just kind of sprinkled that on top of the dried pumpkin, and it really helps to give more of like an aged, true terracotta look. And I just could not be happier with how these pumpkins turned out. So this is currently how our front porch is looking. I'm very happy with how it looks. However, it is very summery, which is when I decorated last. So I really was excited to kind of pull that stuff out and get it feeling a lot more cozy and warm for the fall season. And once again, I'm mostly just reusing old decor. The only new things that I have this year are actually the wreath that I bought a few weeks ago. I just felt like it was the most beautiful wreath I'd ever seen, and so I had to pick it up. And then I also ordered that squishy green pumpkin, and I figured I could put that kind of by the chairs, and that would just add a little pop of color over there and a little depth. But everything else were things that I just already had from previous years. All right, I wanted to say this really quickly. So I am on Instagram sometimes and I see the most beautiful fall porches or these Halloween porches with every single colored pumpkin and so many florals, and it's just honestly stunning. Like, it is so pretty looking and so cozy. I'm always so impressed with those porches. However, I feel like sometimes when we see things like that, it can make us feel like that's what we have to do too. And I am just not that kind of girly. Like, I just want to walk in my door and not feel like I'm having to to step over a bunch of pumpkins and, you know, just not have to fuss about it. So as pretty as those are, I feel like I personally want to look at those on Instagram or Pinterest or wherever, and then I want to walk in my simple front door and not feel like I have to step over everything. But I also, of course, want my front door to look pretty and I want it to feel like fall. So you can definitely have both worlds. I really just wanted to point out that you don't have to do a whole lot. Like in this front porch, I changed out my wreath. I did add that front porch sign. I added a couple pumpkins at the base. And then because we do have a little sitting area, I just changed out the pillow covers and added a faux plant. But it's like, I really didn't go all out. I didn't add a ton of florals in the front. I didn't add 50 pumpkins. Like we kept things pretty simple. And it's definitely not one of those front porches that is like screaming fall, but it also definitely is giving those fall vibes and I just love it. All right, you guys, that is everything for today's video, but stay tuned because this coming Thursday, I am sharing a brand new homemaking video, which means there will be tons of new recipes, some cleaning motivation, just all around homemaking inspiration. And I love sharing those types of videos with you guys. And I know a lot of you guys love watching those. So if you are not already a subscriber, make sure you subscribe and join the channel. And also do not forget to check out Stitch Fix. Like I said, I will have their link down below so you can check them out and find yourself some really cute clothes for this fall. I hope you guys have the most amazing day and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.